Some people are willing to ignore the things that they really don't like. They're willing to ignore deal breakers just to say that they have someone for the familiarity or for the comfort. I'm not one of those people. Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. If this is your first time here, you are going to love it here. So go ahead and hit that subscribe button. If this is not your first time, welcome back. I have a lot of good content coming out for you guys. You guys are not going to want to miss it. So go ahead and stop what you're doing now. Subscribe if you have not subscribed already. And hit that notification bell so you don't miss when I upload. Today's video is going to get a little bit more personal than usual. I am going to let you guys in on a little bit more about myself. A lot of you have been asking me if my ex and I are still together. The answer to that question is no. I have been single since earlier this year. I think I've been single since like February or March. It is now November, so it has been a while. Many of you wouldn't have known because I don't speak about it. I really don't talk about it much, but we're going to talk about it today. We're not going to get too deep, like I said, and this video is in no way, shape, or form meant to bash anybody. I have nothing but good things to say about my ex, and this video, like you can see in the title, is going to focus more so on self-love, because for me, self-love is extremely important. It's something that I pride myself on obtaining. I pride myself on staying true to myself and loving myself inside and out. One thing I do want to touch on is the fact that a lot of people feel like people who have gotten work done to their body, or people who wear makeup, or people who wear weaves, or whatever the case may be, that they don't love themselves. And to each their own, you know, everybody is entitled to their own opinion, but I actually believe the opposite. I feel like I love myself enough to keep up with myself. I love myself enough to invest in myself. I love myself enough to treat myself to the things I want to do. If I want to buy some new titties tomorrow, I'll buy some new titties tomorrow. I have the money. I have the right to my body. I have the right to do whatever I want. So to me, I look at it opposite. I look at it as if like I care about myself enough to put the money and to put the work and to do what I want to do. Some people are against getting cosmetic surgery, and again, to each their own. For the people who are against it, just simply don't get it. But for the people like myself who don't have a problem with putting money into fixing whatever I want to fix on my body, I got braces, right? I paid $6,000 in cash for my braces because I wanted to perfect my teeth. So I'm going to put the money into my body. I'm going to put money into whatever I want to put to fix it how I want. Some people are against surgery because they think that people who get surgery are lazy and that they can just diet and eat right and go to the gym and lose the weight naturally, when realistically, you can go to the gym, you can eat clean, you can work out 6-7 days a week, but if it is not in your DNA to have a certain shape, you're not going to have that shape. You can work out as much as you want, but when you want a certain figure and a certain look, there's certain things that like you just cannot get in the gym. I don't care what anybody says. That's my opinion. Like I said, everybody's entitled to their opinion. And then it's just like, yeah, I could go to the gym 6 days a week and work out for an hour a day and eat completely clean vegetables, fruits, do all that. Or I can go to Miami and wake up in 5 hours with a snatch body. The choice is yours. Bottom line, my viewpoint, my standpoint on it is that it's impossible to please everyone. You're never going to please everyone. Somebody's always going to have a problem with what you're doing, even if it's not pertaining to anything in their life or anything like that. Like, haters gonna hate, and that's just what it is. As long as you're getting surgery or altering your teeth or getting veneers or whatever it is, as long as you're doing what you're doing, you're making those changes for you and not for anybody else, it doesn't matter what anybody else says, because you're doing this for you, and stand on it. A lot of people hate, and a lot of people feel some type of way towards me because they throw shade and it doesn't affect me. I know for a fact people hate because, one, not only did I get my body done, but two, I also broadcasted it. I own up to it. I'm not one of those girls who hide it. I'm not one of those girls who lie about it. People hit me up literally daily asking me questions, and I'm 1000% transparent because I have nothing to hide. I decided to get this work done, and so I'm gonna stand on my decision. And I'm very happy with the work that I got done. And if I choose to get more work done in the future, guess what? I'm going to do so because it's my body. I can afford to do so. It's my money, and I do what I want with my money and my body, period. I think it really bothers people when they want you to be bothered, and when they realize that you're not, it kills them. They're like, damn, like, I'm doing this, I'm throwing shade, I'm trying to break her spirit and it's not working. Like, what's up with her? Self-love. Like, y'all can't tell me nothing. I've had people make fake pages and DM me on Instagram and tell me this, that, and the third, talking about my body, talking about anything they could think of. I don't let things like that bother me because I know who I am. I know my worth. I know that people literally are gonna hate whether you're doing good or bad, and you just have to let them hate because misery loves company, and miserable people like to bring you down with them. So I would never give anybody a reaction who's trying to get one out of me, especially when I know that you're trying to. Yeah, now you're definitely not getting one, like, for sure. One thing I've definitely learned is the fact that not everybody is who they say they are. Not everybody knows how to just be themselves. People try to be people that they're not every single day. And for my personal situation, I think that I get more love than I get hate. Literally, it's like 96% to 4%. Like, way more love than hate. But for me, I feel like the people who do hate and the people who do try to channel that negative energy towards me are just people who hate the fact that I allow myself to be my authentic self unapologetically. I am who I am. I am transparent. I stand on every decision I make. I'm literally who I am. The people who know me, y'all know I'm me, literally, on and off the camera. This is me. I pride myself on being true to myself. So the few haters that I do have, I know it's only because they just try to project their insecurities on me. They see that I'm who I am and I don't care what anybody has to say, and I'm gonna do what I want, and I will let you know that I did what I want, and that's just the life that I choose to live for myself. So I'm gonna wrap that topic up because I really don't want to ramble. I don't want this video to be too long. I feel like self-love is so important to have because I don't think that you can truly love someone fully with your whole heart unless you know how to love yourself. Especially because how do you expect someone to love you if you don't know how to love yourself? Like, it's hard to receive love when you don't even give it to yourself, you know? So to answer the $1,000,000 question, why am I single? What happened? When I tell y'all, I still get comments on my couples Q&A video to this day. I think the most recent comment I got was just 4 or 5 days ago. Like, y'all loved it. Y'all loved it there, okay? To answer the question, I am single because I am a woman who knows what I want, and I'm also a woman who's not willing to settle ever with anything. I love myself enough to set standards for myself and to stand by them and to not budge. And it may sound like I have a tough exterior, or it may sound like I'm just like stuck in my ways, but I set expectations for myself based off of what I feel I deserve. And I feel like everybody has the right to do that. You know yourself, you know your heart. I know my worth. I know what I want. I know my heart. I know what I deserve. And for those reasons, I just won't allow myself to settle no matter what. So if I am with somebody and, you know, this person is not making me happy, or I think long term and I no longer see myself being with you long term, you gotta go. And I really am that type of woman that's like, I don't care how much I love you. If you're taking away from my happiness, or if you're no longer serving a valid purpose here, I'm not keen on wasting time. My time is very valuable, very valuable. So if you're taking away from that, and I feel like it's not worth it, then I'm not going to stay in a relationship. Some people are willing to stay with somebody just to say they have somebody. Some people are willing to ignore the things that they really don't like they're willing to ignore deal breakers just to say that they have someone for the familiarity or for the comfort. I'm not one of those people. Okay, I don't mind being alone. I'd rather be by myself than to be in an unhappy situation. It's not like there was any cheating or any abuse or any like, there was nothing. It's not like there were like major issues in the relationship. However, for me, I feel like it was not so much what she did, because she didn't do anything essentially, but it was more so what I didn't do for myself, as far as staying true to myself, as far as not ignoring red flags, as far as not following my own tuition. Like, I just feel like I was kind of letting myself down and I was failing myself. I think that a lot of times we make excuses for people. They show us who they are time and time again, and we choose to overlook that in hopes that, you know, things will change down the line, or in hopes that things will be different, or, you know, they could change their ways, when in all reality, we cannot keep living like that. When somebody shows you who they are, we have to believe them the first time. And this is something, and we're gonna get a little bit deeper here now. This is something that I feel like I failed myself on, because I have only been in 2 serious relationships, if we are counting this one, which we are. So I've only been in 2 serious relationships. My first serious relationship, I was engaged to him, and we were getting married. We were serious. However, when that relationship did not work out and we broke up, I took time to myself. I took time to learn how to love myself. I took time to learn my triggers, learn what I will and what I won't put up with. I told myself that I was no longer going to ignore red flags. Like, the first red flag I see, I'm done. I'm not going to like stay in hopes that, oh no, it was just a mistake. Like, no, it's not going to. First red flag, I'm out. So I feel like my most current relationship was kind of a test to see if I had really learned my lesson. It was kind of sent to me to see, like, okay, you said you took this time to learn, and you said you took this time to figure out what you will and won't put up with. Let's see if you really did. And it kind of just was like a cycle. There was like red flags in the beginning again, and I chose to ignore them because I saw the good in this person. I always see the good in people. And that's another thing. I always fall for people's potential. Like, falling for potential is going to get you nowhere. Like, we really have to get out of the habit. And I say we collectively because I know I'm not the only person out there that messes up like this. Like, we all fuck up sometimes, excuse my French. We have to stop falling for, or we have to stop loving people for what we want them to be. Or let me not even say loving. We have to stop seeing people. We have to stop viewing them as what we want them to be, and start seeing them as what they show us, because that's who they are. Like, and that goes hand in hand with the potential. I'm looking at you and I know you're a good person, and I know you could be so great, but you're not. Some people look so good on paper until you actually know them, and you're like, oh, okay. For me personally, I like to set certain standards for myself because I feel like I deserve them. And for me, I don't think that the standards I set are too high, because for everything that I require, I can also reciprocate. I don't require anything that I can't give. So if that's my preference, then that's just my preference. I like to write a pros and cons list, and for me, if the cons outweigh the pros, or if you have some cons that are just absolute deal breakers, you know what you got to do. Like, once I find myself questioning, like, is this what I want for the future? Can I see myself doing this 10 years from now? Is this the environment that I would want to raise children in? Once I find myself doubting that and questioning that, I already know, like, yeah, it's time to pack it up. Like, zip them up, get them out of here, girl. It's time to go. One thing I definitely do pride myself on is knowing when to leave. And that goes for relationships, that goes for friendships, that goes for jobs, that you can use that in so many different aspects of your life. Like knowing when to leave is something so important. In prior relationships, it has taken me longer to leave because, you know, that was before I realized that I'm not going to deal with certain things. That was when I was still comfortable accepting things that were less than what I deserved. And we don't play them games around here no more, sweetheart. So yeah, I may have stayed longer in previous relationships, but I know when to leave now. I'm not wasting any more time. Like I'm really not into that. Even though I may not have fully learned my lesson, because, you know, I saw the red flags in the beginning and I did choose to stay. So even though I may not have fully learned my lesson from prior relationships, one thing I do know is I'll always check myself. I'll always check myself and be like, yo, Allie, is this something you really want to do? Think long term. I'm not talking 5 years. Think 10, 15, 20 years down the line. Like, think about it for real. Breakups are never easy. I guess I'll speak for myself. They're never easy for me. I'm a Libra. I don't know if that has anything to do with it, but I take things to heart. I overthink a lot, and I'm also an empath, so I feel things very deeply. And this breakup was definitely the hardest breakup I've ever had to go through. Not only because the love and the friendship was there genuinely, but because I essentially had to make a decision to do something that was ultimately for the best. It was for the better for both of us. But in the process, a heart had to get broken. And it just sucks being the person on the bad guy end of the stick. Like, my intention was never to hurt anybody. You know, I will always have love for my ex. We were friends before anything, but I'm just not into wasting my time or her time. So I just feel like no matter how much you love someone, you have to stay true to yourself. You have to think long term. You have to think about your future. And to be honest, your self-respect has to be stronger than your feelings. You're disrespecting yourself when you're not being true to yourself. You know, it's a slap in the face. It's like, really? Yeah, love is love, but I love myself before anything. And that it's always going to be like that, literally forever. The last thing I want to touch on is I try not to look at relationships as a waste of time. You know, I feel like we can all learn from our exes, or if you can't learn from the ex, I'm sure you can learn from whatever situation you had with them. I like to take lessons from anybody I deal with and turn them into either making myself better or, you know, bettering my relationships that I end up in. I just like to take, you know, lessons from each situation that I'm placed in to help make things better for myself and for my future partners. So that being said, I definitely learned that, again, because I learned the first time, but now I'm learning again, that the red flags are just not it. We have to stop ignoring red flags. Those red flags are still gonna be red flags 10 years from now, 5 years from now, 20 years from now. Them red flags, you gotta straighten them out off rip. And I'm not encouraging anybody to just up and leave. Not everybody's like me. If you're one of those people who are willing to put up with certain things and are willing to work through things, by all means, stick through it, work through it. I am not the type of person who's willing to do that, because I feel like genuine love shouldn't be such a battle, if that makes sense. I learned that I have a pattern of wanting more for people than they want for themselves. And that never works out, ever. You can never want more for someone than they want for themselves. You can't expect somebody to be better when they don't want to be better. People are going to move on their own time. People are going to better themselves when they're ready to. And there's really nothing you can do about it. And once you realize that that's just life and that's just how humans work, then everything becomes so much simpler. So that was my little TED Talk for today. I hope you guys have enjoyed chatting with me as much as I've enjoyed letting you in on a little bit more of my personal life. If you guys like these sit down and chit chat videos, let me know in the comments down below. If you like this video, give it a thumbs up. If you have not already, make sure you subscribe and turn on your notifications so you don't miss when I upload. And I'll talk to you guys in my next video.